Hello friends, welcome to YouTube channel Tech Michigan. Today I am going to tell you how I passed PMP exam, that is Project Management Professional. I appeared for the exam in October 2023 and passed the exam with all 3 domains above target. In this video, I am going to tell you following things. Exam registration process for PMP exam. How is the pattern of the exam? 4 key steps I followed to pass the exam. And lastly, how I followed the study approach. So let's get started. So first step to appear in PMP exam is we need to register or log in at pmi.org. When you go to pmi.org, go to login page. Here you have 2 options. You can register here if you are logging in for the first time. Another option is you can use Google login or your social media login such as LinkedIn and Facebook. Now to submit your PMP application, you need to check if you are eligible to appear for the exam. So let's check the exam criteria. Here you see eligibility criteria from PMI. Either you need 4-year degree with 36 months of experience leading projects, or school diploma with 60 months of experience. One also need 35 hours of project management training. This can be achieved on many learning platforms such as Udemy. Next step is to gather your information for the application. This is information regarding your experience of projects, role, duration for the projects, and training details which you have done. Last step here is to submit your PMP application. Here you see steps from PMI. Please follow these steps. These are mostly straightforward information as mentioned, and then submit your application. After submission of the application, you will get an acknowledgement email from PMI, and then it takes few weeks generally to get feedback if your application is accepted by PMI. So that's for PMP application submission. Let's check how the PMP exam pattern looks like. There are total 180 questions in the exam with 3 sets of 60 questions. As per PMI, 175 are being scored, meaning 5 are not scored. Out of all the questions, 50% are on predictive model and remaining 50% questions on agile and hybrid. As you know, there are 3 domains which PMP focuses: people, process, and business. These questions are divided into 42%, 50%, and 8% respectively. Total exam time for PMP exam is 230 minutes, for 180 questions. This means you have roughly over a minute per question. My tip for the exam is not to spend too much time on complex questions. You can mark the question where you are not sure about answer and review it later. As I said, 180 questions are divided in 3 sets of 60 questions. After 60 questions are done, you have an option of taking 10-minute break. I would strongly recommend to take both breaks as it helps to take a breather. One more hint is, once you are completed with 60 questions, you cannot go back. So make sure you reviewed those questions before you submit them. Once you submit the exam, you will not know your result immediately. This change was brought in by PMP, I think in September 2023. So you will get the result in few days' time via email. Now, let's look at the important part of this video. That is, steps I followed to pass the exam. First step is I studied PMP course from Udemy. I studied the course from Andrew Ramadale on PMP certification. This is an excellent course as it covers all bases from PMBOK guide, and even if you have not done any project management before. So that's one thing I followed first. As I was going through my preparations, I found 2 excellent videos on YouTube from David McLaughlin. I hope I pronounced it right. First one of 150 PMBOK 7 questions and answers. It gave good understanding of PMBOK concepts as it explained it very well. Second video is of Agile. It covers very good basis of Agile with 200 questions and answers and explanation in these videos I found quite useful. Now this was all about study. Then I started practicing question sets. First one was TIA question sets, which contains around 360 questions. You can buy these tests from link as you see and practice 6 sets of 60 questions each here. In first go, I got roughly 75 to 80% passing percentage. Although, don't worry if you get less percentage in first go. Practice the areas where you are not feeling strong and retry the exam. Then, another important questions set comes from PMI Study Hall. These exam sets you can buy from PMI website. There are 2 options here, Study Hall Essentials and Study Hall Plus. I bought Study Hall Essential, which contains 2 exams of 175 questions, plus lot of question sets of 30 questions on various domain areas defined for PMP. Here, I first practiced those 30 set questions and domain questions, and then, I tried 175 question sets. I found questions in this exam harder than actual questions in PMP. So if you get little less percentage 50 to 60%, still you are not doing bad. I got 74 and 70% respectively in those 2 exam sets in first attempt. Now, let's talk about study approach for PMP exam. I studied for 4 weeks in total to prepare for the exam. One tip I would give you, please plan your exam when you find enough time to dedicate for the exam. First I studied course for 2 weeks and also YouTube videos which I mentioned earlier. Here, also made notes of my own understanding. I practiced, then exam question sets from TIA and then, study hall. Then, I revised the topics which I was finding bit hard or unclear. Last 2 to 3 days, before exam, I revised the practice questions to get that confidence. In terms of timely dedication, I planned my time as following. For first 2 weeks I studied approximately 3 hours per day. Then, 4 to 5 hours per day for third week. And 6 to 7 hours a day in the last week, before my exam. And again, I would stress here that please prepare notes in areas especially where you are not feeling confident. That helped me see where I am in terms of preparation. As once I completed my exam, I received the report as you see here via email in 2 days' time. I received above target for 3 domains. And I was super happy to see that kind of result. Once I gave my exam, I was feeling confident that I will pass, but honestly didn't expect this great result. So yes, this is my experience of PMP exam preparation. Hope it helped you to get a feeling about exam preparation. I wish you all the best for your PMP exam. If you liked the video, do like the video and subscribe to my channel for more updates. Thank you for watching.